Hey guys, Coach Dan here, and I wanted to make a video today to show you some hip exercises and stretches that you can use, for when you're not really feeling your age. You're feeling a little bit older than you're normally used to, and you'd be amazed at how just stretching out your hips and making sure that you have good mobility in those can significantly, that's the word I'm looking for, significantly improve the way you feel and make you feel younger. So here's a few just to get you started. So I have my friend Caden here. It may not look it, but this guy's 37 years old. That's what stretching can do for you. It can make you look and feel this young. So why don't we get into it? Pigeon pose. Caden, you can see, started on his knees. I'm gonna have him bring his knee up in between his hands. Hands are flat on the ground. He brings his knee right between the middle of his hands, and he sits down on his foot. He has his back foot dropped, and it's very important that when you're doing this stretch, that you keep that leg in the middle of your body. So try to picture it coming right down the spine so that you get a good stretch right here in that hip. Now he's nice and young because he does this all the time, and you can see how flexible he is. For some of us who don't always feel that young, this could be something where your body starts to roll, your hips start to roll. You want to try and keep your hips nice and square to the ground and keep your foot middle of your body. If you don't feel that stretch, move it further to the middle. That's stretch number one, the pigeon pose. Our next stretch is going to require a tool, but if you have one, it's great. And if you do this every day, you're going to feel awesome. It's the foam roller. Obviously, a little bit of foam. We do this for self-myofascial release, but it helps loosen up that fascia that the muscles are encased in, and it helps stretch that out. And anytime those are loosened up, you're going to feel younger. Now, Tave here, he's 30. I know you can't tell by looking at him, but when you do these kind of things, you're gonna feel so good, and you're gonna feel this age. So let's talk about it real quick. He's sitting. You notice he's sitting on the foam roller, and he's got his left ankle crossed over his right knee. So we're going to be working on that left hip. All right. He has his hands behind him. He has his stomach engaged, and the point of the foam roller is to find something that hurts and apply that pressure on it and hold it. And when you have that pressure, you let it work itself out, and then you slowly move to another area. So I'm gonna have Tave drop his knee just a little bit, keeping his ankle on the knee. Oh, bend it. And we drop this way, and he rolls until he finds that spot that hurts. And the farther he drops that knee, the more he's probably gonna find that glute medius, glute minimus area, and that's an area that we don't work with very much. We always work with that big glute where we're walking forward. But when we're dealing with our hips, we wanna make sure that those other hip muscles are getting nice and stretched out. So the foam roller, you could use this, option number 2. Next move, I want to introduce you to my lovely daughter. She is my 35-year-old Keely, and again, working out on her hips and her stretches makes her feel like a young woman. So if you're feeling a little bit older than you normally do because your hips are just not feeling quite right, a little sore, this is another option that you may want to use. Keely, why don't you show them? Cross that ankle over, much like we did with the foam roller. You drop weight through the heel, so she's not on her toes. Her weight's going through her heel. She's dropping her butt a little bit, little hinge, bend at the knee, and she's feeling that stretch right there. Right over there, in that left hip. So that is just option number 3 that you can use. Have trouble with your balance? That's okay. You can do this stretch on the ground as well. Similar to our foam roller move, but without the roller, and Keely can actually dip her knee down to the side to get a little bit more stretch if she needs it.
So, it's important that all your lower body gets stretched, not just the hips. So, I know it's tempting. You want my autograph. You can have it later. Okay, so the first exercise.
So, we're gonna make sure that this
Talk to the video.
what is it called?
The hamstring.
We're gonna make sure that this hamstring down here is all stretched out. So he's gonna take his band, and if you don't have one, that's okay. You can find something else to use. You're gonna put your foot in the bottom of the band, and you're gonna stretch your leg so that it is perfectly straight. There you go. And the next stretch goes to Kinberry, and yes, you can have our eyebrows.
So, the next exercise, my dad will bring his leg down here. And then, now, it's important to stretch this groin, and so he'll just put his leg out straight, and as you can see, he's shaking. Okay, back to Keely.
Oh yeah.
Hello, Bob.
So now we're gonna work on your hip, which is the whole point. point of this video, but now, so your right hip is going to be going over your left leg. You're still gonna have the band, but it's not really important anymore.
And now we're gonna apply pressure up.
And now, you also, on this one, want to make sure your leg is straight. Perfect.
So there you have it, just a few ways to loosen up the hips if you're feeling a little bit soreness, and I just want to thank you, and if you want to have more videos like this, make sure that you subscribe to my YouTube channel. Stay strong.